Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, September 21st, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 679 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Fauci hopes better angels prevail over sea of lies about vaccines and COVID-19. Apple launches a healthy update for iPhones. After Afghans fell from plane, families live with horror. New coach, new QB, same early results for struggling Lions. An Oregon elementary school teacher showed up to school in blackface to protest a vaccine mandate. Customer duped Amazon out of $290,000 by returning wrong products, NC prosecutors say. California water agencies resolve Colorado River dispute. Michigan rep to fellow lawmaker, I hope your car explodes. Hey, 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 goodbye, people sing after maskless passengers kicked off flight in Miami. Government resumes prosecution in deadly swatting case. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Joe Biden's challenge at his first UN General Assembly, convince allies he's not another Trump, CNN. Horseshoe bat coronavirus is related to COVID virus, study, the Jerusalem Post. Tarek El Moussa positive for COVID, impacts his show and selling Sunset, TMZ. Sudan foils coup attempt and 40 officers arrested, senior officials say, CNN. U.S. stocks futures mostly higher day after Evergrande shakes up markets, Fox Business. Bitcoin falls as crypto gets caught up in Evergrande sell-off, CNN. Germany's election race is too close to call as socialists' poll lead narrows, CNBC. Aaron Rodgers throws for 4 TDs as Green Bay Packers quiet critics with bounce-back effort versus Detroit Lions, ESPN. L.A. County Health Department Emmys were exempt from mask requirements, insists award show COVID safe, Daily Mail. Utah Park Ranger warned Gabby Petito her relationship with Brian Laundrie seemed toxic, New York Post. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. New book reveals what Senator Lindsey Graham really thought of Trump's election fraud claims. 9 Latinos share the beauty secrets they learned from their communities. 12 mindless habits that are secretly exhausting you. How much sugar does your kid eat? See how it compares to the recommended limit. Overeager guide dog delivers one of TV's most delightful moments of the week. Daughter blames Tucker Carlson's misinformation for playing a role in dad's COVID-19 death. We all lose at Trevor Noah's second coronavirus-themed Pandemia Awards. Seth MacFarlane fires back at Fox News vaccine disinfo with new Family Guy PSA. Canadian PM Justin Trudeau remains in power, but falls short of winning majority. Jimmy Kimmel trolls anti-vaxxers by pointing out a massive hypocrisy. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Reopenings announced in Superior National Forest. Airplane blows out tire after rough landing. Elderly couple thankful robbers only took purse. Jay-Z's Rock Nation sues police. Election officials preparing to push back. Cancer survivor runs to raise awareness. Rhino expert to help save the species at zoo. Police, 3YO found dead in garbage bag. Fire destroys historic church during Oktoberfest celebration. Family holds funeral for 15YO. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. We're on the precipice of a post-Roe world. Business updates. What would an evergreen default look like? UN updates. World leaders meet in shadow of pandemic. Vaccine uptake among young children looms as a major question. France asks forgiveness for its abandonment of Algerian harkas. Dozens of endangered penguins found dead with bee stings. Can't compete. Why hiring for childcare is a huge struggle. Surfside agonizes after condo collapse, with a memorial hanging in the balance. Biden's problems are not coming from his left. A Caribbean island's audacious tourism experiment. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. 2022 Ford Expedition debuts with new off-road Timberline and sporty stealth models. Feds releasing numerous migrants far from southern border in catch-and-release system on a grander scale. Sudan, officials say coup attempt failed, army in control. 2 dead after man jumps from New York building, strikes another person below. UK apologizes after mistakenly sharing 250 Afghan interpreters' info in email, report. Taliban named deputy ministers, double down on all-male team. Gabby Petito, search warrant documents reveal odd texts, tension in days leading up to disappearance. Greg Gutfeld, award show implosion is one of the great things of the past decade. Blame and deflection, our new national pastime run amok. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, September 21st. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. 4th stimulus check, will Americans get another relief payment? Gabby Petito search, timeline of road trip with Fiank Brian Laundrie, notable dates and events. Grammy Hootie, 102, attends great-grandson's football game after recovering from COVID. The Tony Awards present, Broadway's back, announce Idina Menzel, Lin-Manuel Miranda and more to take the stage. Parents of immunocompromised boy told to leave restaurant, for wearing masks. Scariest thing ever, packed Allegiant airplane blows tire after rough landing in Boston. I laid on the floor and just bawled, TikTok sensation, 79, overwhelmed by support after scooter breaks. Dr. Orton ongoing for routine checkups or elective surgery, everything is in place to make sure you stay safe and healthy. It turns out Tom Brady's Lombardi Trophy toss wasn't all that risky. 11 Best Emmy Awards Red Carpet Looks, 2021. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Boozy students kickstart Freshers Week with raucous night out in Birmingham. Tom Ford's husband and partner of 35 years Richard Buckley dies, age 72, of natural causes. Liz Truss pushes for progress in U.S. over Harry Dunn death. La Palma volcano opens a new mouth forcing fresh evacuations. Russia was responsible for 2006 killing of Alexander Litvinenko, ECHR rules. 3rd Russian spy is wanted over Salisbury poisoning. COVID was the 3rd leading cause of death in England last month. Eco mob insulate Britain block M25 for 5th time as they run onto main carriageway near Woking. Energy firms demand price cap is scrapped due to soaring cost of gas. Wally the walrus is seen in Iceland after not being seen for almost a month as he heads to Arctic. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. An Iron Curtain, Australia's COVID rules are stranding people at state borders. Biden goes to the UN needing to salvage his global agenda. UK police charge 3rd Russian in poisoning of ex-spy. China is key to saving the planet from climate change, but it cannot quit coal. Greece, firefighters contain wildfire at resort near Athens. Survivors of Russian university shooting airlifted to Moscow. Nerves on edge on Spanish island as quakes, lava threaten. Military coup in Sudan was thwarted, authorities say. Far-right activists blamed for fueling anti-vaccine mobs in Melbourne. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Government hoping to reach deal to fix CO2 crisis, as food shortages loom, business live. Petrol station worker killed in Germany after face mask row. Coronavirus live news, UK welcomes end of US travel ban, American COVID death toll passes 1918 to 1919 flu pandemic. A bill for the bosses, infrastructure bill sticks taxpayers with oil cleanup costs. Urgent climate action is getting lost in the heat of Germany's election campaign. Hannah Gersman. Third Russian national charged over Salisbury poisonings. The challenge for us now is drought, not war, livelihood of millions of Afghans at risk. AUKUS, French minister bemoans lack of trust in British alliance. Russia responsible for Alexander Litvinenko death, European court rules. A black town's water is more poisoned than Flint's, in a white town nearby, it's clean. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Vaccine mandates work, but rollout will be a bumpy road for employers, opinion. Trudeau's Liberals win Canada election, but miss majority. Texas doctor who defied state's new abortion ban is sued. Politico pardoned by Trump accused of illegal campaign scam. Michigan rep to fellow lawmaker, I hope your car explodes. Migrant surge continues to test authorities in South Texas. Watch, clever toddlers sneak through baby gate. Search continues for missing 6-year-old Isabella Kaluuya. Trump CFO's lawyer says he suspects more indictments on way. COVID-19 live updates, U.S. records 1.1 million pediatric cases over past 5 weeks. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Russia behind Litvinenko murder, rules European rights court. Third Russian accused by UK police of poison attack. Canary Islands volcano, hundreds more evacuated as La Palma lava nears sea. Coup attempt fails in Sudan, state media. Migrants in Texas, U.S. probes horseback charge on Haiti migrants. Evergrande, Asia stocks mixed as investors weigh China concerns. Lady Marmalade singer Sarah Dash, of the group LaBelle, dies at 76. Canada election, Trudeau stays in power but Liberals fall short of majority. Mundra port, nearly 3 tons of heroin seized at Gujarat port. Gabby Petito, FBI searches Frank Brian Laundrie's home. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A 3-year-old died of an overdose while her caretakers got high. No one called 911 for almost a day. White House, Biden to call Macron amid outrage over sub-deal. COVID-19 vaccine works for kids ages 5-11. On this day, September 21, 2007. Some Haitian migrants begin new life in U.S. 600 more Homeland Security agents sent to Del Rio, Texas, amid Haitian migrant crisis, what we know. Angola's president left emotional after tour of National African American History Museum. Worst possible scenario, Texas fire at pet boating facility kills 75 dogs, officials say, cause of blaze unknown. Today in history for September 21st. Low dose of Pfizer vaccine safe for kids 5-11. Study shows, U.S. deaths in September outpace previous months. COVID-19 updates. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. How a brother's obituary for his special sister became a poignant internet phenomenon. George Holliday, man who filmed Rodney King video that forever changed LA, dies. Pilot charged with series of sex assaults on Orange County running trails. City Attorney, Mike Feuer wants to double the size of the city council, and slash its pay. Assault charge filed in attack on filmmaker at WeSpa protest. Ex-San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy accused of child sex abuse. Fire creeps closer to ancient sequoias, reaching trail of 100 giants. Photos, windy fire continues to burn along the trail of 100 giants in Sequoia National Forest. Business leader Jessica Lowell joins LA mayor's race, vowing to take on homelessness. 9 Oakland police officers disciplined over racist, sexist social media posts. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Prince Andrew is served sexual assault lawsuit in United States. Russia responsible for Litvinenko killing, European Rights Court rules. Russia responsible for Litvinenko killing, European Court. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison meets with media mogul Rupert Murdoch in New York. Germany, gas station employee killed over a face mask. Poland ordered to pay $580,000 fine for each day it continues operating a controversial coal mine. Internet users in the record number of countries have faced arrest and physical attacks for their posts over the past year, a report said on Tuesday, painting a grim picture of digital freedoms in 2021. Canadians re-elect Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party. India seizes $2.7 billion of heroin from Afghanistan at port. Justin Trudeau to remain Prime Minister of Canada. Iraq to receive its ancient artifact, the Gilgamesh tablet. GOP operative charged with funneling $25,000 from Russian citizen to Trump campaign in 2016. Pro-Putin party takes majority in Russian parliamentary election sullied by fraud. A sex worker group unionized for the first time in Canada. UK PM Johnson calls on all rich countries to meet $100 billion climate pledge. I'm increasingly frustrated that the something to which many of you have committed is nowhere near enough. The next headlines are from Forbes. Online creates trust in car dealers by young consumers, study says. Warner Bros. Entertainment to film documentary series on German women's soccer team. Prince Andrew formally served Virginia Giuffre's sexual assault lawsuit in U.S. New Capitol riot info surfacing every single day as January 6 panel reviews documents. Trudeau's Liberal Party projected to win Canadian election but will fall short of majority. Ageless Adam Wainwright leading St. Louis Cardinals playoff push. Hong Kong stocks mixed, Evergrande falls, casinos rebound, F-makers slide. Not again, are earthquakes in Delaware Basin headed for an Oklahoma-like disaster? Why a shipping container has been turned into possibly the world's smallest border store. Back to school year warning, nearly 2/3 of Californians say distracted driving is getting worse across the state, with teen drivers at greatest risk. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Changing the wrapping won't fix genetic racism package. Tumors block protective muscle and nerve signals to cause cachexia. How far will global population rise? Researchers cannot agree. Funders, cover APCs for African scholars, and do more. Afghanistan, Taliban's return imperils maternal health. FC engineered antibody therapeutics with improved anti-SARS-CoV-2 efficacy. Cash boost looms for historically black U.S. colleges and universities. Daily briefing, Pfizer BioNTech vaccine looks promising for young children. A meander around many circulatory systems. Australian funder backflips on controversial preprint ban. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,732,908,162 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Canceries spotlights Gamara, Sissy and Around the World in 80 Days in International 4th edition. Finnish producers act to reduce carbon footprint of local production. Finnish series Mr. 8 Feet set to bow internationally at Canceries exclusive. Local stations have chosen impressions over ratings. Nielsen will join them. On AI Parajir, the new boss at Basque Public Broadcast Network ETB, on his ambitious mandate. Basque country's newest film Talents I International, ready feature debut, sophomore titles. Eva Longoria, Anne Hathaway, Richard Gere among stars urging world leaders to give COVID vaccines to developing countries. China's Hugo East acquires Cannes director's fortnight film The Tale of King Crab exclusive. Syrian director Diana El Jaraudi on how personal and practical considerations shaped Venice Doc Republic of Silence. It's the coziest film I have ever made, Finnish Helmer Alexei Semenbra embraces his softer side in Bubble. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. If you love potatoes, tomatoes or chocolate, thank indigenous Latin American cultures. Sarah Dash, singer and co-founder of LaBelle, dies at age 76. How a single missing part can hold up $5 million machines and unleash industrial hell. Far from Texas, the Virginia governor's race will test how abortion motivates voters. Climate change is killing trees and causing power outages. Trudeau's Liberals win Canada election, but missed the majority in Parliament. Biden follows through on a campaign promise to take in more refugees. A doctor who defied Texas abortion law is sued, launching a legality test of the ban. The best time for rehabilitation after a stroke might actually be 2 to 3 months later. COVID-19 has now killed about as many Americans as the 1918 to 1919 flu. The following headlines are from The Week. Lindsey Graham told Trump over the summer edge your presidency up, book claims, Trump hung up. The only way to save Biden's policy agenda, and the global economy. 6 book recommendations from Monica Byrne. The U.S.-China rivalry isn't a new Cold War, it's a new great game. Late-night hosts Riley compare Fox News pro-vaccine and mask-positive polls to its anti-vax punditry. Feds charged to GOP operatives with funneling Russians' money to Trump campaign. Minnesota woman is head chef of cooking program she attended as a child. Attorney for ex-Trump org, CFO says there's strong reason to believe more indictments are coming. DHS to investigate extremely troubling video of horse-mounted border agents chasing Haitian migrants. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wins 3rd term, but likely without a Liberal Party majority. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. In Texas, corrupt politicians face little accountability. The next headlines are from Universe Today. NASA's Viper rover will hunt for water near Nobel crater at Moon's South Pole. How could we light our cities and still see the night sky? Accurately forecasting the weather on Mars and Titan. The moon was pummeled even harder by asteroids than it looks. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, September 21st. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Year's fastest sunsets happen around equinoxes. Asteroid 2021 SG came from the sun's direction. Harvest Moon 2021, all you need to know. Series at opposition, coming up November 27th. The next news is from Politico. Britain and other small island states call out big polluters. Brussels wants Apple to fall in line with common charging solution by 2024. European Union leaders accuse Biden of disloyalty to allies. Opinion how Biden can help Lebanon break its vicious political cycle. Becerra takes a backseat while others steer COVID response. Dems fear Biden's domestic agenda could implode. House GOP's infrastructure vote count could scramble Dem agenda. What Trudeau's win means for Canada-US relations. Trudeau returns to power with minority grip on Parliament. Extremely troubling, investigation launched into border agents on horseback seen chasing migrants. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. CFMEU protests in Melbourne. Crowd plan for the Everest hinges on crucial date. New UQ clinic to help with early diagnosis of dementia. International uni students forced to study online demand with discount. This goes way beyond HIV, innovative treatment attacks HIV in the brain. Trio charged with attempted murder of two Brisbane teens on same night. Australia News Live, NSW records 1,022 new local COVID-19 cases, 10 deaths. Protesters clash with police in Melbourne CBD as Victoria records 603 new cases, 1 death. Construction shutdown sparks huge protest as fault lines exposed. The Doherty reopening report, all your questions answered, hopefully. Reynolds dismisses Rabbitohs doubters as South ready for Sea Eagles. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. London markets, investors snap up first UK government green bond at Agreenium. Market snapshot, futures point to Wall Street recovery after worst day for S&P 500 in 4 months. Kelley Blue Book, used car buyers, how to spot flood damage. NerdWallet, it's time to curb your impulse spending. Next Avenue, The Villages is a retirement paradise, so why is that a problem? The New York Post, Elliott Management cut stake in SoftBank, report. Jeff Bezos pledges $1 billion toward preserving 30% of Earth's land and sea. Market Extra, will Evergrande be China's Lehman moment? Wall Street says no. The Moneyest, my recently widowed father, 68, met a woman on Facebook and sent her Bitcoin so they could meet. The Moneyest, I've always worked for what I have, but married into money. My in-laws want to buy us a house and luxury car, the fights are endless. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Humacyte secures 3 more patents for implantable bioengineered tissue, Realtek Wire. Claravit, recognizes most influential innovators in South and Southeast Asia, MarketScreener.com. Fruits, vegetables and associated intellectual property rights FNB News, FNBnews.com. What is a Duke law, and why do dogs have them? Mental floss. ITC judge says Chamberlain infringed garage door patents, Law 360. Leaders in Cannabis Formulations, Part 4, Life Tonic, Cannabis Industry Journal. Rivian develops a sliding door patent, hinting toward a minivan, Tislarity. Samsung wins challenges to motion sensing patents after remand, Bloomberg Law. Truck Hero expands fight with Lear on pickup bed cover patents, Bloomberg Law. The stories behind 20 inventions that change the world, mental floss. The next headlines are from Quartz. Will China bail out Evergrande? India's failure to provide clean air and water is an opportunity for U.S. private equity. COVID-19 vaccinations have finally picked up in rural India. Did Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau make a mistake calling for a snap election? America's kids will be even harder to vaccinate than its adults. The US and UK are updating their travel rules for vaccinated visitors. Why an FDA panel says most Americans don't need booster shots yet. ByteDance is getting ahead of China's crackdown on tech for teens. Watch, Girls Who Code CEO Resh misogyny on building a better support system for US women. The case for education-centric reparations. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Turner Entertainment forces name change of Surrender Dorothy Beer, which isn't actually referencing Wizard of Oz. Massachusetts top court says police need warrants to search body camera recordings. Hong Kongers battle supporters of Beijing for the soul of the Chinese language Wikipedia. Russian government abuses IP law, regular law to shut down Alexei Navalny's smart voting app. As we're told that no new social media app can make it, TikTok surpasses Facebook downloads and YouTube watch time. Daily Deal, Instant Quad MagSafe Wireless Plus USB-C charging station. American malware purveyor that did nothing to limit misuse now horrified to find Government of India misused its products. FCC's car still pushing a dumb telecom tax on big tech. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Canada election results. BTC. Sis. Olivia Jade. August Alsina. Ariana Grande. Dancing with the Stars. Amelia Hamlin. Barcelona. S&P 500. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. 1.5 years behind bars for a tweet, Belarusian court sentences Russian woman to jail time after defaming Lukashenko on Twitter. Double-vaxxed Australian Olympic champion swimmer Madison Wilson scared after being hospitalized with COVID in Italy. How do you deal with the Taliban? With West still reeling from militants' victory in Afghanistan, Russia and China are taking charge. Central Intelligence Agency officer suffers Havana syndrome symptoms on India trip, reports. China's Harbin shuts down spas and entertainment venues, orders people not to leave city after reporting one COVID case. No need, Chelsea star Alonso risks woke backlash as he explains decision to stop taking a knee, says he didn't consult teammates. ECHR rules Russia was responsible for death of Litvinenko, former FSB agent who defected to Britain's MI6, Moscow denies role. France unwilling to set aside submarine dispute with Australia, minister says, stressing it's also an EU matter. Sudan thwarts military coup attempt, officials say, after soldiers reportedly tried to seize Army HQ and state radio, video. FK the jab protesters block Melbourne's Westgate Freeway, clash with riot police, videos. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Quite alarming, UK energy crisis sparks fresh chaos for food suppliers. Operation Go It Alone, disenchanted Europeans may build their own army. It drives me nuts, Credit Suisse infuriates clients by charging $145 fee in Greensill bankruptcy. Taliban order Kabul government female employees to leave workforce, stay at home. A cup of joe is about to get a whole lot more expensive. Russia aware of Kiev's military preparations, hopes it won't turn to hostilities. Victor Davis Hanson, the Afghanistization of America. North Korea says AUKUS submarine deal will trigger dangerous nuclear arms race. Science shaky on school mask mandates while harms ignored. Diddy executive plans to step down as Chinese tech giant rattled by crackdown. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Taliban names deputy ministers, double down on all-male cabinet. Girls to return to secondary school soon as possible, Taliban. Outsider narrative, Muslims in India's Bihar fear Assam repeat. India sees $2.7 billion in Afghan heroin amid Taliban takeover chaos. UK data breach puts hundreds of Afghan interpreters at risk. Protesters against vaccine mandate in Melbourne clash with police. India's aim to tighten ECOM rules faces internal gov dissent. Egypt's first post-Mubarak ruler, Hussein Tantawi, dies aged 85. How can people displaced by climate change get justice? HRW slams Kenya's response to surge in gender-based violence. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Canadian media project Liberal Justin Trudeau has survived snap elections, holds prime ministership. Trump reacts to Cleveland Guardians owner's son declaring Ohio Senate bid. The Republican Party has too many rhinos. New York Times fawns over Jen Psaki after disastrous week for Biden administration. MSNBC guest Amandi, Trump is a terrorist, MAGA a paramilitary cult. Joe Biden plans bringing 10 times as many refugees to U.S. next year. CDC, Afghans arriving in U.S. infected with measles, malaria, tuberculosis. Exclusive Senate parliamentarian ruling effectively kills amnesty through 2024, Senate conservatives say. Omar, we owe Haitians asylum, obviously systemic racism at play. Photos allegedly show Taliban riding swan pedal boats. Raffensperger, Trump knows he lost the election because his lawyers told him. The next headlines are from UPI News. Ontario man collects his second big lottery prize in under a year. Watch, Florida woman's lost dog turns up on Facebook nearly a year later. Watch, kitten rescued from engine compartment of vehicle in New York. Look, escaped sheep lead Texas officers on highway foot chase. Look, Samuel Adams' latest poet earned beer is illegal in 15 states. Watch, ghost town remnants emerge from drought-stricken Utah reservoir. Watch, 90-year-old Vietnam vet flies T-33 fighter jet again in Wisconsin. Look, Japanese sisters dubbed world's oldest twins at 107. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Could La Palma volcano threaten east coast of U.S. with tsunami? The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Babies mixed up in hospital, but then families decide to raise them together and they're all best friends now. This Nissan worker with enhanced senses has a job to ensure the perfect new car smell. Standing more often may help prevent chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, researchers say. A significant win for the planet, leaded gasoline finally eliminated worldwide. Chinese city builds a food court for elephants to feed future migrating herds after recent escapades. In world first, top beef supplier approves methane-busting feed additive that reduces gas by 55%. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, September 21st. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Men take vehicle with free car sign, later find body in trunk. You can now risk eternal damnation by buying Sunday Chick-fil-A. Newburgh school staffer shows up in blackface. Anne Frank's Israeli classmate behind popular breast-inspired fidget toy. Full of bad spirits, man accused of throwing girl off balcony believed she was a demon, police say. Tommy Chong's house is for sale, and you could own it for under $6 million. A giant space rock demolished an ancient Middle Eastern city and everyone in it, possibly inspiring the biblical story of Sodom. Colorado town pleads for return of stolen phone booth. Scientists in Singapore transform fruit leftovers into antibacterial bandages. Multiple police reports lodged against clowns approaching children at primary schools. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This Android status bar app makes changing songs a breeze. Royal Mail tests eeny weeny Fs for UK deliveries. Post-IPO Robinhood wants to dive into cryptocurrencies. Watch, Nick builds latest AI gadget makes shooting stop-motion videos super easy. DeepMind tells Google it has no idea how to make AI less toxic. Explore Mars in 3D with NASA's new interactive tools. The Netflix app enabling subtitles at low volumes is so damn design. Save hundreds on a subscription to this top-rated SEO tool that helps you craft content that ranks. Beef up your knowledge on AI and machine learning with this expert-led bundle. The Pioneer 44 is an EV with a range extender and a fabric exterior. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Modern activities follow the contours of ancient Teotihuacan. Research guides future of plastic waste chemical recycling. Loss of picky-eating fish threatens coral reef food webs. New discovery about meteorites informs atmospheric entry threat assessment. Physicists probe light smash-ups to guide future research. Diabetes medications linked to glaucoma prevention. Stroke study reveals optimal timing and intensity for arm and hand rehabilitation. Mars habitability limited by its small size, isotope study suggests. Meeting sleep recommendations could lead to smarter snacking. Student certainty about belonging and their performance in a STEM course reinforce each other, for better or worse. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, September 21st from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA's Artemis rover 2 lands near Nobel region of Moon's South Pole. El rover del programa Artemis de la NASA aterrizar cerca de la región Nobel en el polo sur de la Luna. NASA invites media to discuss future of NASA. NASA TV to air Landsat 9 launch, pre-launch activities. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. SLC elected leaders call on Inland Port to provide more transparency as it plans to take on millions in public debt. All signs point to Cam Rising starting versus Washington State, but Kyle Whittingham remains mum. Cox joins other GOP governors in slamming Biden border policy. More Utahns are now in intensive care unit beds with COVID-19 than ever before. 2 Salt Lake City children struck, critically injured by car. Join the Tribune for the 200th Mormon Land podcast episode, Talking Mormonism and Sex. Join Tribune reporters as they talk about police shootings and race. Former Utah lawmaker plans to build a luxury golf course in the desert, and locals are not pleased. Amid criticism, Utah Inland Port officials delay vote on $150 million bonding district. Bagley cartoon, word from the top. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Amazon's AI cameras are punishing drivers for mistakes they didn't make. NASA reviews private space station proposals, expect to save over $1 billion annually after International Space Station retires. World's largest chip foundry TSMC sets 2050 deadline to go carbon neutral. The Chinese version of TikTok is limiting kids to 40 minutes a day. Senate Democrats call on FTC to fix data privacy crisis. Facebook warned over very small indicator LED on smart glasses. Linux Foundation survey shows companies desperate to hire open source talent. Peter Thiel claims Zuckerberg agreed to push state-sanctioned conservatism under Trump deal. Kids 5-11 appear safely protected by small doses of COVID vaccine, Pfizer says. Twitter to pay $809.5 million to settle 2016 lawsuit over growth projections. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Where's Brian Laundrie? Timeline of FBI search for Gabby Petito's boyfriend. Man who filmed police dog biting suspect shares video with Fox 2. 8-year-old to ask school district for mask mandate after being bullied for wearing one. St. Louis City and County Police link 3 homicide investigations. Slough Director of Forensic Science weighs in on search for Gabby Petito. Leicester wins 200th, cards down Brewers for 9th straight win. Sunset Hills aldermen order city workers to restore signs protesting proposed water tower. Cardinals fans hope the wins keep coming as season's end nears. Police, 4 people shot at vigil in downtown St. Louis, 1 person dead. My heart aches, Springfield officer emotional after Independence officer's kidney donation. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Del Mar Council unanimously approves COVID-19 vaccine mandate for city staff. Carlsbad Sandlot gang raising money for their very own field of dreams. Gabby Petito case, Laundrie family attorney cancels press conference at FBI's request. California's COVID-19 case rate is now the lowest in the U.S. The Gap family selling California summer home for $100 million. George Holliday, who filmed Rodney King video, dies of COVID. 2 stabbed, student punched in fight near Oceanside High School. A part of me was taken away, emotional testimony given by loved ones of SDPD officer killed in 2016. Why some of your favorite items are in low supply at stores. Brush fire in canyon burns 50 feet from City Heights home. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Yemen's Houthi built crazy pickup with 30mm cannon. U.S. Air Force sends F-117s to California for air combat training missions. Russian army carries out mock nuclear attack on American troops in Poland. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Why China wants to join the anti-China trade deal. Evergrande's week of reckoning, will China let its dodgiest developer default? Evergrande financial troubles threatens its soccer club, Guangzhou FC. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Local organizations work to help Haitian migrants at the border. Oakland police to implement new use of force policy. Bay Area veterinarian offices see increased demand during pandemic. Surf rescue underway near Santa Cruz, officials. The Gap family selling summer home for $100 million. Thousands of customers without power in Oakland, PG&E. Laundrie family attorney cancels press conference at FBI's request. Sequoia, Kings Canyon National Parks closed to public as complex fire grows. Dead body found at Alabama golf course. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Baz wins debut, Al East leading Rays beat Blue Jays 6-4. Packers dominate second half, bounce back to beat Lions 35-17. Shane Baz wins MLB debut, Rays cut Blue Jays wildcard lead. Geneva, St. Charles school workers challenge COVID-19 vaccination, test requirements. Lightfoot says she's willing to work to keep Bears at Soldier Field. Glen Ellen couple pledge $100,000 in green donations for DuPage Forest Preserve. Bennett Academy under fire for rescinding job offer to lacrosse coach after learning she is gay. Illinois COVID-19 hospitalizations declining, but intensive care unit space still low. Lake Bluff area man accused of trying to lure and Carolina boy. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Acquiring newly constructed buildings, Seattle plans to open 165 affordable housing units this fall. Sound Transit pilots new fare ambassador program with focus on education, not enforcement. Report, in August these trucks sold the fastest in Seattle. What you need to know about Washington's new long-term care benefit, and the tax that comes with it. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Rose 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Peter 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for La Palma in Spain. Drought is ongoing in Russia. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Etna in Italy. Drought is ongoing in Angola. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, September 21st in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Fall front moves in late Tuesday bringing cooler temperatures. Powerball winning numbers drawing yields no winner, lottery jackpot at $472 Powerball winning numbers drawing yields no winner, lottery jackpot at $490 Man dies in hospital after being shot while driving on West Park Tollway, HPD says. Who is Dean Ledet, man accused of killing HPD officer William Bill Jeffrey? Biden aims to enlist allies in tackling climate, COVID in United Nations address. Dancing with the Stars recap, JoJo Siwa, pro-partner Jenna Johnson make history, lead the pack. How neuroengineering is helping people fight addiction in Houston. Texas doctor who admitted to violating the state's near-total abortion ban sued under new law. Houston police officer shot, one officer killed, one injured while executing warrant in Northeast Harris Company. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Trudeau's party wins Canada vote but fails to get majority. UK hopes to restore C02 supply to food industry within days. Global shares mixed as investors eye China property worries. Protesters block Kosovo-Serbia border, tension still high. Tunisian president vows new electoral code, transition team. Military general who ruled Egypt after Mubarak ouster dies. Thai campaign to vaccinate school children makes progress. Bronze bust unveiled at Burt Reynolds' Hollywood gravesite. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Extra extra, 2 goats spotted, like, chilling in a car in Queens. Researchers know how Dante de Blasio and hundreds of other New Yorkers voted. Coronavirus stats, back to school edition, tracking outbreaks in NYC education. Small theaters and comedy clubs sue NYC over unequal vaccination requirements. Texas women accused of assaulting hostess over vaccine mandate say they were smeared by Carmen's. Longer NYC commutes, household crowding linked to higher COVID-19 rates. Transit station drawing encapsulates futuristic vision for 1939 World's Fair. Another death at Rikers, 10th in city jails this year. stellar restaurant and bakery as UR opens in Brooklyn's new Ace Hotel. Early edition. Of course, Americans have been working even more during pandemic. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Progressive taxation for our times. Integrating ITMDs into healthcare could offer a solution for the pandemic crisis in Canada. Victims of terrorism will not be forgotten. UN, Nations, pay tribute at 9/11 Memorial. Food experts' expectations for global food systems transformation. Call for decisive action now to avoid climate catastrophe. UNESCO hails return of looted ancient Gilgamesh tablet to Iraq. Innovation continue despite COVID-19, new UN report. World leaders, BTS, join Gooders in call to get SDGs back on track. Fundamental changes needed at UN summit to tackle global food insecurity. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Physician's assistant Deborah Conrad, Vaxxer's whistleblower. Weatherman fired after 33 years on the job for refusing vaccine, goes out with legendary final words. Washington State is hiring strike team for secured isolation quarantine facility. Dallas Fed president traded S&P 500 futures. Dallas Fed will not say if he shorted the market during pandemic crisis in 2020. Hospital to stop delivering babies as maternity workers resign over vaccine mandate. FK the jab, chaos in Australia as construction workers violently protest vaccine mandate outside Union HQ. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Haitian deportees start over in country they don't recognize. Texas doctor who defied state's near-total abortion ban is sued. Did a funeral home advertise using the slogan "Don't get vaccinated"? Yes, Samuel Adams' new beer is illegal in 15 states. COVID has killed about as many Americans as the 1918 to 1919 flu. Weird creature on Panama Beach, likely a howler monkey. Did George Orwell say this about societies that drift from the truth? Did Alice Cooper's Schools Out album come wrapped in panties? 4 famous giant trees unharmed by Sequoia National Park fire. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Cops identify Russian spy as suspected mastermind of Salisbury nerve agent attack. Mystery woman wrapped in a sheet on remote island called for help in perfect English. Eric Trump signs up to hype daddy's recorded anti-vax event. How Billy Eichner became a drudge in impeachment, American crime story. Private funding fueled Nazis in Charlottesville, lawsuit. This new COVID variant ran rampant while we weren't looking. Inside Grey's Anatomy's many behind-the-scenes scandals, from diva antics to sudden exits. It took Biden 48 years to be president and 8 months to F-word it up. How comedian Gary Goman went from the psych ward to Carnegie Hall. The stowaways that made the first space station stink. The next headlines are from the New York Post. How group text and avocado shake supercharged the Yankees' pitching prospects. George Holliday, who filmed Rodney King police beating video, dead of COVID. Man gropes woman working at Upper East Side ice cream shop. Crook swipe $385K in designer handbags, clothing from Soho boutique. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. James Webb Space Telescope, how, when, and why it's launching. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Pfizer says its lower-dose COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids ages 5 to 11. Pfizer finds COVID vaccine safe and effective for young kids. COVID has now killed about as many Americans as the 1918 pandemic. Volcano erupts on Spain's La Palma Island, forcing evacuations. Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective in children 5 to 11 years old. Extended interview, Dr. Scott Gottlieb on Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan, Part 1. King tides, using an app to measure rising sea levels. Swarm of bees kills dozens of endangered African penguins. SpaceX's Inspiration 4 mission returns safely from orbit. Extended interview, Dr. Scott Gottlieb on Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan, Part 2. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Maloney, Nadler ask NYC mayors what they knew about health hazards at Ground Zero. Governor Hochul clears way for new green power lines in NYC, but locals concerned about lack of details. Homeowner finds creepy Dolan note in the walls of his new house. Biden heads to United Nations with COVID, climate change and Afghanistan on agenda. Rikers Island nurses say Hochul ordered inmate release not making a dent, COVID cases climbing. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's grandson killed in shooting. Kansas teen with special needs struck, killed by truck. Alabama had more deaths than births in 2020, a first in recorded history. NYC mayoral contender Eric Adams outlines blueprint to turn city hotels into supportive housing. Myrtle housekeepers heirs owed at least $3 after 2018 fatal fall, lawyer. The following headlines are from military.com. Senior Air Force officer to weigh accountability for Kabul strike that killed civilians, children. The Space Force finally has its own rank insignia. 10 years after Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed, the military reckons with past discrimination. After traumatic Kabul airlift, Air Force set sights on healing airmen. UN chief warns China, US to avoid Cold War. France seeks European support after submarine deal surprise. We were them, Vietnamese Americans help Afghan refugees. The Air Force is still short on pilots and hopes tech will help close the gap. Georgia World War II veteran receives French Legion of Honor. In edgy Washington, police outnumber January 6 protesters. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Cook County assessor gets first challenger for 22 primary election, Kari Steele calls incumbent Fritz Keege's term chaotic. Mayor Lori Lightfoot proposes $500 monthly cash assistance for 5,000 Chicago household hard hit by pandemic. Burr Ridge man sentenced in 2019 drug-induced death of Hinsdale woman. Fire destroys historic Beecher Church during Oktoberfest. City Council approves Mayor Lori Lightfoot's plan to open most of downtown Chicago to pot shops. Corrections and clarifications. The life and times of inspirational and pioneering Allison Payne, former WGN News anchor. Column, is Bennett Academy in Lyle posting an LGBTQ not welcome sign? Prosecution rests in R. Kelly's federal racketeering trial in New York. I'll show you a gangster, RICO trial underway for reputed Four Corner Hustlers leader allegedly connected to 6 murders. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Early long-distance trade links shape Siberian dogs, study finds. Solar electric propulsion makes NASA Psyche spacecraft go. RNA targeting enzyme expands the CRISPR toolkit. Online space fails to deliver as equalizer for female scientists. Coral reef biodiversity predicted to shuffle rather than collapse as climate changes. Nanoscale discovery could help to cool down overheating in electronics. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, September 21st, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Technology overuse and the fear of digital dementia, what you need to know. Peak BioBoost reviews, does it work? Critical research found. For these clinicians, 3D printers are changing medicine. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Investigators, Colorado man chose to hunt and control wife. Horrible to watch, White House says about video of agent whipping at Haitian migrant. Toughness first, Pittman has Arkansas back in spotlight. Jets confident Wilson's in a good place after 4-inch game. Michigan rep to fellow lawmaker, I hope your car explodes. Seattle City Council District 9 candidates on homelessness, first 100 days and more. Bills pass rush steps up in dominating win over Dolphins. Dogs linebacker wants more havoc from number 2 Georgia defense. Defense finds groove as New England Patriots pick up first win. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. 49er Shanahan hoping to avoid post-road trip letdown versus Packers. Biden aims to raise refugee cap to 125,000. Oakland, man shot and killed near Coliseum BART station, police say. Canadians vote in pandemic election that could cost Trudeau. London brief scolds fun police after criticism for flouting SF's mask mandate. Spare the air alert issued for Tuesday. How to watch harvest moon, which will brighten skies tonight. Adrian Bo lists 3 practical ways to do market research via leveraging social media. Will Prince Andrew leave hiding to see new granddaughter? Democrats set up showdown with GOP by attaching debt limit to bill to avert government shutdown. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Air Force confronts rising China, battles Congress over outdated aircraft. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer risk government shutdown to avoid Democrat-only hike and debt ceiling. Pelosi, Schumer risk government shutdown to avoid Democrat-only hike and debt ceiling. Lloyd Austin, Defense Secretary, orders high-level probe into errant Kabul missile. Michael Sussman case, defense attorneys, judge have high-level Democratic connections. Inside the Beltway, the pro-life prayers begin. Vladimir Putin party win marred by clone candidates, social media clashes. Texas sues Biden administration over transgender policies for employers. Biden aims to welcome 125,000 refugees next year. Rap Tim Ryan contracts COVID-19 despite vaccination. The next headlines are from The Intercept. 4 months ago, Biden said Haiti wasn't safe, now he's deporting thousands there. Right-wing Democrats ramp up assault on Biden agenda. White House whistleblower elects under Vindman, Trump-Putin summit not catastrophic. Lawmakers take on militarization of police and defense budget talks. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago Film Festival 2 sneak peek film starring Will Smith, Kristen Stewart, Matt Damon. Haitian refugees test the measure of our nation's humanity. Cloth masks offer some COVID-19 protection, but surgical masks are better, experts say based on latest research. Pritzker announces historic investment of $327 million in pandemic relief for low-income families. Bears home opening win rate slightly lower than last year's. McNudge, Jimmy Graham's playing time depends on matchups. 15-year-old girl shot on West Side. White Sox of Adam Engel coming off injured list Tuesday. Feds, trial of alleged four-corner hustlers Chief Labar Span to reveal world of murder, extortion. Man, 74, fatally struck by motorcycle in Humboldt Park. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Kong made Chinese stopgap CM to tactile votes, BJP. Kang Ranut accuses Javed actor of extortion, threat. Shell firm used to smuggle Rs 20,900 cr Afghan heroin. Amazon probing bribery complaint in India, report. Racist, biased, Indian slam new UK travel curbs. Under fire, Congress says will fight Punjab polls under both Cheney, Sidhu. Pandemic study reveals lack of trained health personnel. AUKUS won't impact Quad, US tells India. IPL 2021, clinical KKR outplay RCB, win by 9 wickets. Biden-Modi bilateral talks on September 24 on margins of Quad. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, September 21, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Pfizer trial shows its vaccine is safe for kids. Fall is here, hurricane season may be over. Texans lose Taylor to injury in 31-21 loss to Browns. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. How transphobia helps fascists take power. Best of Houston 2021, best barbecue ribs. Texas Dems already wary of GOP redistricting plans. Things to do, Taurus, House of Blues, October 7, 2021. Best of Houston 2021, best donut. Best of Houston 2021, best bar, Midtown. The next headlines are about world records making news. Massive strongman honors late father by smashing world record log lift, hitting epic cartwheel, pro Bible. The New Jersey state record tilefish may be a new world record, Outdoor Life magazine. Possible world record catfish caught in Connecticut, Fox News. Weightlifter Xiong Yanmei, 76 kg, sets unofficial 157 kg clean and jerk world record, bar bend. Largest diamond recovery vessel, De Beers vessel sets, World Record Academy. Cyclist sets new world record in Aberdeenshire, Grampian online. Risky bidding, Porsche 928 from Risky Business sells for world record $1.98 m, Tadayuk News, Tadayuk News. West Lothian cyclist Josh Quigley on brink of new Guinness World Record Edinburgh News, Edinburgh News. Tallest teen, fastest hair skipping among 2022 Guinness World Records, Reuters. Super Mario sets a new world record in speedrunning daily research plot, daily research plot. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Microsoft's new Surfaces leaked ahead of hardware event. The Pokemon trading card game is coming to take over your phone and computer. Police arrest 106 people tied to mafia-connected cybercrime group. Simuliu's alleged old Reddit account is why you should never post. TikTok creators are taking the Gabby Petito case into their own hands. 2020 saw most babies born with syphilis since 1994. On Why, The Last Man, a major journey for the president's kids begins. How to fix iOS 15's worst feature. Engineers cook 3D printed chicken with lasers. This life-size Tom Holland Spider-Man bust can be seen, but not believed. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Arafat in Saudi Arabia at 112.28 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.6 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 96.16 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 71.2 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Sony's new PS5 firmware can make your game slightly faster. SEC probing Activision Blizzard in wake of harassment, discrimination lawsuits. Nation-state espionage group breaches Alaska Department of Health. Apple releases iOS 15 with focus mode and more. PSA, you don't have to upgrade to iOS 15. Google's foldable phone plans include 2 devices, Android 12.1 release. Finch trailer is carefully tailored to push all the right warm, fuzzy buttons. World's largest chip foundry TSMC sets 2050 deadline to go carbon neutral. Big tech companies snap up smaller rivals at record pace. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump pushed America to the brink last year and that peril remains, reporter Robert Costa. MAGA rioter lashes out at judge over late trial date. I broke nothing, my life's been turned upside down. Conservative begs Democrats to give Biden a win so they don't lose to Trump's nutty Republican Party next year. Trump lawyer wrote a 6-point plan for Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election, Woodward book. New York pizzeria forces Trump-loving Brazilian president to eat outside after he refused to show proof of vaccination. Ohio Medical Board renews license of infamous vax-bashing doc who said vaccines magnetize people. MAGA rioter's lawyer flails in court after judge gets him to admit his client swung around Capitol cops' riot shield. Professor spat on black woman and her 4-year-old daughter because he doesn't like black people, prosecutors. Here's why the media is ignoring the violent Republican crime wave that no one is talking about. Alan Weisselberg's lawyers strongly believe more indictments are coming in Trump or case, CNN. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. A wildly popular app for churches is now an anti-vax hotbed. Climate change disinformation is spreading rapidly on Facebook. Dems cannot agree on how to keep racism out of the biggest climate jobs program in history. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. The Joffrey Ballet on fire at Provinia Festival, WTTW News. Mars was always too small to hold onto its oceans, rivers and lakes, space.com. Joey Holder Apollo 40 Under 40 Art and Tech in Focus, Apollo Magazine. SETI Air Newsletter, September 2021, SETI Institute. NASA's mixtape for extraterrestrial civilizations, Harvard Gazette, Harvard Gazette. 60 years later, the alien abduction of Betty and Barney Hill, newscentermaine.com WCSHWLBZ. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Novel approach reverses amblyopia in animals, MIT News. Exports of surplus COVID vaccines to resume from October under vaccine matrix, Mandevia, ethealthworld.com. Aptinics to participate in 2021 Cantor Virtual Global Healthcare Conference, Galveston County Daily News. Neuromorphic Computing Market Demand and Research Insights by 2024, TMR, the Monomet Current, the Monomet Current. COVID Origins Probe, The Lancet Does U-Turn Over Lab Leak Theory, ethealthworld.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.